Hey all, and welcome to Shadow of Space, and we're commenting on another PCP video. This one is titled Black Teenagers Beat Down White Female Police Officers at July 4th Neighborhood Block Party. This is uploaded July 5th, this is being recorded July 6th, and link is in the description.
North
But I should
Charleston
probably
police
give
are asking for the
some sort of
community's help
content
tonight
warning,
after a 4th of July block
so I have no
party
idea
got
what
out
this
of
is going to
hand,
look like.
resulting in gunfire, fights, and an assault on multiple police officers and several arrests. Last night around 8:30, North Charleston police responded to a block party of about 400 people in the Chicora, Cherokee neighborhood after receiving reports of people firing fireworks at passing vehicles. Police were informed that multiple people had discharged firearms as well, which led police to defuse the situation by asking everyone to leave. North Charleston Police Chief Ron Camacho tells us fights then broke out, which led to multiple officers being assaulted. NCPD arrested 3 juveniles and 1 adult, and at least 1 person was charged with assaulting an officer. Chief Camacho says North Charleston police have changed the way it interacts with juveniles recently or suspects under 18 years old in certain situations, as officers of higher ranking are now required to be involved. Tonight, Camacho is also asking for the community's help.
Stuff like this is getting dangerous. I am looking for any way possible to try to solve this issue of unruly juveniles. It's very complex and probably the most difficult thing that I've had to deal with in my career.
Says he plans to meet with law enforcement and community leaders tomorrow to discuss yesterday's incident and ways to prevent future situations like this while keeping the community safe.
All right, guys, so we got to talk about a pretty wild story out of North Charleston, South Carolina, involving some teenagers who just so happen to be black, right? As per the usual, getting caught on camera beating a white police officer, in this case, a white female police officer, and it's going mega viral. Okay, this video has about 12.1 million views on YouTube, and I think part of the reason why is because this stuff just continues to get more and more and more shocking, right? We have a teen problem in this country, right, where you have these future astronauts, doctors, lawyers, engineers, AI researchers. It turns out that they're very violent, and they're only getting more and more and more violent, and until we start treating this like the epidemic that it is, you're going to continue to see it, and it's only going to get worse. Okay, these individuals need to be locked up for a long time, tried as adults and locked up for 20.
See, but that doesn't solve the problem. At that point, you would be better off shipping them to an island somewhere where they just couldn't interact with the public.
30, 40, 50 years, who knows? Some of these teenagers need life, to be honest with you. We need to stop being soft on these individuals because they're being raised like animals. Let's be honest, right? And when you're raised like an animal, you act like an animal. And when you act like an animal, you need to be locked in a cage. I mean, that is basically how you treat wild animals, right? And again, that's the type of behavior that we're saying. So I want to go ahead and play a couple clips here of what went down. And keep in mind, I'm going to play the clip and it has music in it. So if it goes silent, it's because I had to take the music out because of copyright. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into this. Yeah, so you see, now you heard that. This is actually insane. Okay. If you take a look at kind of what happened here, you had a bunch of these individuals jumping the police. And again, we're gonna go over exactly what happened. We're gonna listen to the local law enforcement. But I mean, you have this black girl beating the police officer with what looks like a bat or something like that. I don't know. It's wild. She gets pushed. This young thug continues to basically try to choke out the police officer, to beat the police officer. They're tasing this young scholar right here. He's running away.
Yeah, see, but he's wearing a hoodie, and the problem with the tasers is they can't penetrate through the fabric. You say we need to stop being soft on crime. Tasers have to be the softest on crime thing that I could possibly think of. If this was an actual gun and this officer was actually armed, this kid would not be running away like this. And I doubt that other
Taser
girl
doesn't work.
would have been stalking with that whatever she had.
It's kind of crazy. The taser doesn't work on these individuals. They become immune to tasers. It's evolution is happening here, right? They've evolved to the point where tasers don't work anymore. That was a pretty skinny teenager. So again, we're not talking about a big person here, but they got this one, right? They got this one. Honestly, I don't know why they allow these females to be police officers like this. I mean, this is a man's job, right? You need a man to deal with stuff like this. So yeah, I mean, this is insane. I don't know why they're not arresting this girl right here. They should be arresting her because she basically tried to beat the officer with a bat.
Yeah.
That's what it looked like. I mean, guys tell me.
I don't know if it was a bat, but definitely
let's go back here.
have video of her.
Yeah, I mean, look
just
at this.
Smacking. Well,
I mean, she got pushed down by the police. I don't know what's going on, right? It's so much chaos. Yeah, she's hitting the officer with whatever the weapon, right? And for whatever reason, this same individual is just walking around, right? They're not arresting her. They're not doing anything. Maybe they did. I don't know. But it's wild. We got another angle here, okay? And I'm gonna try to not play the music on this one as well too. Let's go ahead and roll this.
I can already hear all of the slurs that they're calling this female officer.
Yeah, so you see now, you heard that. Now, stories like this are part of the reason why I wasn't upset and mad that you had black people claiming that they weren't going to celebrate 4th of July. I was like, okay, that's great, right? You celebrated Juneteenth, and we saw the violence that happened on Juneteenth as a result. I didn't want a violent 250th America birthday celebration, right? So I was actually kind of relieved when I kept seeing black people claim they're not celebrating 4th of July. I was, okay, well, if y'all stay in the house, y'all stay home, then there'll be less violence. But
which is usually what I say, is that we should just be happy that someone didn't blow up a building or assassinate someone or something.
Because it was a holiday, they
Could have
took
been
the
worse.
opportunity to celebrate, and violence broke out. Okay, unsurprising. It's par for the course, and you're going to continue to see it unless we start to treat this like the epidemic that it is. These individuals have to be locked up. I'm so serious. So, anyways, let's listen to North Charleston's police chief address this June 4th block party incident, because again, it was a block party, and there were reports of gunshots, basically fireworks, really. And the police showed up, and they started beating the police. So let's listen to what the police chief has to say about it.
And we're from the Charleston Police Department would like to address the incidents that occurred in the Chicora Cherokee community on the evening of July 4th, 2026, which have gone viral on social media. A neighborhood block party that had been permitted by the city of North Charleston in advance of the holiday. Earlier that day, police leadership met with the event organizers to discuss the event, including traffic, parking plans to ensure emergency vehicles could safely access the area if needed. At approximately 8:30 p.m., officers began receiving reports of gunfire and individuals firing fireworks toward passing vehicles. Officers responded immediately and were informed by attendees that several people had begun discharging firearms. Officers made repeated public announcements advising that the event had ended and directing everyone to leave the area safely in an attempt to de-escalate the situation. Despite those efforts, multiple fights broke out and additional gunshots were fired. Officers exited their patrol vehicles to intervene, separate the individuals involved in the fights, and work to restore order and protect the public. During the response, multiple firearms and a makeshift spear were recovered. Multiple officers were physically assaulted, with 2 female officers sustaining minor injuries. Several attendees were arrested as a result of their actions. Attacks on law enforcement are unacceptable, and those responsible will be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. The safety of our residents and visitors remains our highest priority. We appreciate the cooperation of many attendees who complied with officers' instructions. We especially thank those from the community who helped officers during the attacks, and the different law enforcement agencies who responded to assist, which included Charleston County Sheriff's Office, the Charleston Police Department, the Berkeley County Sheriff's Office, and the South Carolina Highway Patrol. The 2 female officers that were injured are fine. They're working. I spoke to them. The mayor spoke to them. They're in good spirits. The young officer that's in the video, she's back working
That's
today.
good.
Kind of gives you a little sense of that North Charleston police toughness and pride that we take in ourselves, and the spirit that this department has.
Well, I mean, she certainly took a beating, right? She took a beating, but again, I got real questions about if this is a job that women should be doing, right? Are women really cut out for this, right? Considering the type of individuals that we're dealing with, getting beat down like that, not a good look, right? Not a good look. But hey, at least they back on the job, right? They didn't back down. They're ready to take on the job and to continue. So I got to give them credit for that, to be honest with you.
So with that, I'll open it up for questions.
How many arrests were made and under what charges?
4 arrests were made yesterday, 3 juveniles and 1 adult. I know at least 1 or 2 of those arrests were for assaulting an officer. I don't know what the other 2 arrests were for. I don't have that information in front of me.
What's the location, the address where this actually took place?
In the area of the Chicora Community Park on Calvert. That happened in that area, and that whole area became basically a civil disturbance. It spilled out. So,
can you confirm any identities of who was arrested?
I don't have that. That'll be coming out tomorrow morning.
So I know this was permitted. I was just wondering if you had any additional details about how the celebration turned into the civil disturbance, and how many gunshots might have been fired, or by how many people?
Yeah, our officers went out there and made contact with the permitted person at first, and it was fine. We got called back there, and that's when this large crowd was there. So it's the 4th of July. We had prior intelligence that a bunch of kids bunch of juveniles were going to be running around, having these fights with these, Roman candles, these fireworks. And we just didn't know that they were going to be in that area at that time. So we had planned for that. I think they just took advantage of that block party intermingled and started being unruly.
So were the people?
Yeah, I think they were more than unruly. Ultimately, like I said, this is an epidemic. These stories are getting more and more and more out of control. You're seeing it everywhere. You're seeing it happen everywhere. And ultimately, like I said, until these teenagers and the parents are held accountable for their actions, you're going to continue to see it, right? You're going to continue to see it.
Well,
And again, it's unfortunate, but this is why I tend to stay away from stuff like this. Smart people stay away from it. And ultimately, at the end of the day, these teenagers are just showing that there's a lot of issues that just need to be addressed within the Black community, but you can't address them because, again, it's racism, hate, and bigotry to tell the truth about the behaviors of these individuals and what we continue to see over and over and over and over and over again. So, yeah, they should be punished to the fullest extent of the law. I'm talking 10, 20, 30 years, ideally, right? See, again, if they started actually giving out the harsh sentences for this stuff, if they actually, brought back, again, harsh sentencing for this stuff, you wouldn't see it, right? That's just what it comes down to. And this is what it comes down to. If you actually started to really punish these people harshly, right?
I don't know. There's enough anti-police sentiment and anti-authority sentiment. Do you really think that just putting 30-year sentences on people, 100-year sentences on people, would actually deter this behavior?
Zero
I mean, maybe
tolerance.
it
You caught
wouldn't.
on video hitting a police officer, bro, automatic, 20 years. I guarantee you don't see it, right? I guarantee you don't see this stuff. It goes away. But because they get slaps on the wrist,
See, no, because all they do is they go back into their community echo chambers that, I mean, like, think like Carmelo Anthony. All they do is they just go into their echo chambers that will just make up whatever nonsense in order for them to believe that you didn't do what you did. It doesn't matter.
right? They're allowed to get away with it. This is why we see it, and we'll continue to see it, unfortunately. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like.
Because I agree with his earlier point, because I brought up having a gun. Obviously, that isn't the preferred method, because that's just death. Unless you hit him in, like, the leg or something, which even then can be pretty crippling, can be pretty debilitating. So, what do you actually do? Again, like, arresting them doesn't stop this from happening. You still have to get in the fight with them in order to arrest them, in order to put the charge on them that would have them end up going into prison in the first place. How it doesn't stop this. They have to do it in order for the parents to be held accountable. How do you find these people beforehand and stop them from doing it? Remove them from the environment, or change the environment so that they're less likely to do it. I don't know. I don't know what the solution is, because, I mean, because this isn't like a single state issue. This isn't an isolated issue. This is happening in different states across the country with these team takeovers and all this stuff. Just, I don't know. They don't do anything about it, and then it happens, and then when it happens, they complain about it because usually it gets violent and people end up getting hurt. Like, I don't know what to tell you.